Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 113. You can find me everywhere online as Carolien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, Ko-Fi, the works. I also have a shop which is colourfulcreativity.nl, and the Ravelry group is still active, but I'm not sure if I can keep that up after the change that Ravelry will make at the end of March. But for now, we're still active there. And you can find me as the Colourful Creativity group. Welcome everyone. This here is Binks with his mighty happy tail, his little antenna to show how happy he is. When it sticks up like this, he's perfectly fine. Welcome everyone. Welcome to all new viewers. I hope you like it here. I'm happy you're checking it out. And if you like it, please subscribe down below and become a returning viewer. Because welcome back to all returning viewers. Thank you for your support and you coming here again and again. Yeah, it's February and you have been all caught up with my to-dos from the past months and the things I managed to finish, etc. This cuddle bear will probably not leave this episode, so you will see a lot of happy tail. I managed to finish 2 projects during January. I am trying to set goals of what I want to finish in a month and then try and stick with it. So lots of whips that will be finished. Motivation for that comes from the whip along from the Knit Tea Society, and also in January there was Mach das UFO fertig Fall, which was a German frickel along, as they say, so a whatever craft you want to do, finish along. And yeah, I managed to finish my Alaska hat. And this was from the LSG along, an Alaska hat along. And it's a wonderful hat. I've already worn it and I'm really happy it's finished. The color work was not very intuitive. I had to look at every stitch around and every row around. Oh, I was going crazy for that. The crown decrease was not very intuitive either. But yeah, it's finished, and in this case having it finished was more important than getting it perfect. I might need another one with some modifications, but who knows. For now I have finally done this because this hat was on my queue for about 2 or maybe 3 years. The yarn I used is Knit Picks Chroma in a natural color and in a rainbow color, and I think I went up a needle size. It was supposed to be 3.5 and I did 3.75. It wasn't necessary. 3.5 would have been totally fine, but I know my color work gauge is a bit tighter than the regular, but now I have a nice wide and warm hat. And it's not a super tight one. I am not one for slouchy hats, but this is somewhere in between the really tight toque shape or beanie shape and a slouch, so I love it. I'm very happy with it. And then I managed to finish an old whip. I had already knit 1 sock of this during Sock Madness last year, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop out of the competition. I knit 1 sock, I'm done. It was the first round. I didn't feel like doing it. I had my surgery coming up. I knew I wasn't able to keep up. I was in a super fast team and I was like, no, not gonna happen. So for my own sanity, I dropped out after the first sock. And finally I knit the second sock. The pattern is called Diamond Duality. And the designer will be down here in the screen because I forgot who it was. And these socks are for Robert, So after showing you this, he can finally wear them, and he can probably wear them next week. This is a very long and super warm leg because it's a collar work, so it's double. I mean, look at the inside. Nice and warm. And we're supposed to be getting a wind chill of minus 19 degrees. Yeah. The real temperature will be minus 11 degrees, and we're talking about Celsius, so that's very extraordinary for here in the Netherlands. We're supposed to be getting a foot of snow. What? For those of you who do not measure in feet, that's about 30 centimeters. What? Yeah, I haven't seen that much snow since, I don't even remember, probably 2005 when we had a big snowstorm. So yeah, and that was in November, and this one is in February. So, well, wait and see what's that gonna be. But I'm pretty sure Robert will be very happy so that he can wear those. And I will be very happy that I can wear my hat. Not that I don't have any other hats, but if a girl wants to change her hat every day, doesn't she? So I'm popping this back in their plastic bag because that's how I actually save all my knits, in Ziploc bags. Because, well, let's be honest, I just don't want them to be eaten by cats or moths. And this one is known for eating yarn and also needing the knits. What are my plans for this month? I now try at the beginning of the month to decide which project I'm going to work on and which ones I want to finish. Make sure there's whips in there and not too many new cast-ons. For this month, I will say I'm cheating. But hey, in this cute rainbow bag is the first thing I want to finish. And I'm only showing you the back side because this is a new design coming out in May, the 24th of May, my grandmother's birthday again. And we hope that we all live to see it. And here's the back side. You can see the leg and the heel flap. It is a gorgeous eye of partridge again. And that's all I'm going to show you. I can show you the yarn. It is Colourful Soft Sock in Goldstorm. Perfect for cables and a bit of lace. And yeah, I'll just put it away again. But this one is definitely on the finish list. I already have one full sock and I'm halfway through almost on the second sock. Then another sock whip is on that list. It is my Robin sock and I have knit about that big. I think it's 1.5 centimeters, maybe 2. It hasn't seen a lot of progress. I have knit on it on a drive. We were going to swap out some puzzles, some jigsaw puzzles with friends, and they are a bit further away, and usually we go there quite often, or we see each other quite often, but we haven't seen each other for a year now. We weren't able to visit them really, but we stepped outside in their carport and froze our butts off, catching up and exchanging the puzzles. So they've got our puzzles now and we've got some of theirs. And we're totally into jigsaw puzzling at the moment. This sock already has its first, so it's just get through the leg, knit the heel and then the foot. But since it's plain vanilla, it's a bit boring at the moment, and I don't have a lot of moments that I want to knit something so boring that I want to knit it blindly. Like in the car, I do like that, just zooming around, or in a conference or Zoom call, which I'll be having in 2 weeks, I think, for the Knit Tea retreat, the virtual Knit Tea retreat this time again. And yeah, probably gonna knit on this sock then. So for now, that's just a back burner project. Then we have my Twinkle Twinkle cardigan. where the pattern is from Julia from Fine Motoric blogspot. And let me grab it here. I am all the way through the beading. It goes down in that point, as you can see, and then there's a bit of body, and I am working already on the ribbing. Hooray! Let's see, can I find my stitch marker? Yeah, last time I showed it to you, I was there just a bit after the split of the arms, and yeah, I managed quite a bit last month on this one. I'm very proud of that. I just broke into ball number 3. I have to say I had one ball with 4 knots in it, so I'm not terribly happy with the yarn. It is Katia Concept Casual, so it is a cashmere and wool blend. It's really loosely spun and it breaks very easily, which is nice. When you find a knot, you just break it off and attach it anew, because I never trust a knot in yarns. I will never knit it. I will always cut a piece out and attach the yarn anew. So I have quite a few of those, but I was good. I have already woven in the ends right away. What can I say? I'm not looking forward to the sleeves, because I never look forward to sleeves. And I am ignoring it a little bit because I have a new love, and that new love needs to be shown. I'm crammed in between the litter box and the scratch castle, or the cat tree, how you want to call it. So I'm a bit low on space. Let me see if I can move a few things so I can actually put this one away again. So in this bag from Love It Design, this was one of her prototype bags, I have got a new cast on. I told you I wasn't quite that good this month, or last month, because I cast it on the last day of the month of January for being a good girl. Yeah. What does a good girl mean? Not casting on. So what does a good girl do? Casting on. Yeah. But hey, we're gonna get very cold weather. I am under the impression that I can knit this full sweater in 2 days. Hell no. And also not in a week. But a girl can at least try to give it her best. Maybe we will have some cold weather in March as well. And I do not have a nice warm sweater, so it was high time I started one. So here it is. I am working on the color work, and I have just gotten all the mess out. There's a cat in the litter box. I'm very sorry for the noise. This isn't smell-o-vision, so I'll be the one having the issue. But I had 4 balls attached to it just before, because there was 1 row of the natural. The yarn I'm using is Cartref yarn DK, a wonderful Welsh yarn, and I have 4 colors. Like I said, we've got Sapphire, which is the blue, Natural, which is the natural color, Our, which is the golden color, and Coron, which is the purple that I'm working with now. It's a gorgeous purple. Okay, you get to see. It's a really warm plummy shade. It's a bit less dark purple and a bit more reddish in real life, I think. So yeah, that is this sweater. And now you want to know what sweater it is, of course, because I forgot to tell you. It is the Brackish jumper by Malia from Stephen and Penelope. Malia May Joseph. I really loved this design from the start, and there was a little issue with the sizing, and I wrote her about that, and I wrote someone else who had the issue too in the notes of their pattern, I was like, something is wrong. So I did a whole calculation with my gauge and it just didn't add up. So I reached out to them, to Malia, and there was a pattern update and now it's all fixed. So yay, I can finally start this one. It's really sturdy. I'm knitting these on 4.5mm needles instead of the 4mm because the color work. I'm going back to 4mm for the regular body of the sweater, which is just plain vanilla. But yeah, it is super stiff and sturdy and a real sweater. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like wearing that because I usually don't wear something high up or super warm. I always wear cardigans that I can throw open or just take off. But yeah, I'm looking forward to wearing this. And if it's necessary, I can always steek it. So I am not afraid of the steek anymore. I think this one will steek perfectly since it's a good sturdy yarn. It's not scratchy, but it really has body and it's non-superwash. So yeah. Then there's even one more project that will get my focus this month. To be honest, the Brackish jumper is not the one that has the main focus. My godson will be 12. Yeah, 12 in March. And I usually would knit a pair of socks, but their socks still fit from last year. So yeah, both my goddaughter and my godson have their birthdays in the first 2 weeks of March. And I thought maybe I can knit them a hat this year. So for my goddaughter, I have the breakwater hat that I test knitted, and that was a bit too small for me. So I thought maybe that's a nice hat for her. It's her color, definitely. And my godson's favorite color is orange. So really orange. I am holding 2 yarns together and I have a big bag full of leftovers and bits and mini skeins and whatevers. And everything is orange or a bit yellowish, just to lighten things up a bit. And I'm going to marl this randomly. I am working a very long ribbing. I think I'm not even halfway through the ribbing because I like a long rib, like on my Alaska hat. The rib is like 30 rounds. So I'm going to do quite a bit on this one as well. And this will probably be the main color for the whole hat, and then I'll just keep exchanging one of those. Currently working on this obnoxious oh my goodness, yeah, that really is as obnoxious orange as it looks. Binks was trying to eat a drawstring from a drawstring bag. That's why I usually go for zippered bags. Seriously. Also, look at this bag. This one is from my friend Angela from the Yarn and Yarns podcast. This is her own label, the Little Orange Cat. Look at it with squirrels. I got it from her. So yeah, hat. What is it? 3.5mm needles, and actually just winging it. I've looked at a few hat patterns and was like, okay, I'll just cast on 100 stitches, do rib, and then I'll see where it goes from there. I compared a few patterns online and was like, yeah, I'll be fine. So this one has to be finished this month. And those are actually all the whips I'm working on. Well, still enough. How many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where the main focus should actually be just 3. 1 sock, the hat, and the cardigan. Oh well. once a multiple whipper, always a multiple whipper, right? Yeah, I'm gonna see. Maybe I'm gonna go for my cardigan from now. But I really, really want to make some progress on my big sweater as well, to maybe finish it early next month and can wear it a little bit in winter, or maybe just wear it as a coat or jacket or something, or instead of that for walks. So would be nice too. Then I have spinning. I updated you all on what I was doing, and I managed to ply both the big bobbins. My goodness, I have done some plying there. It took me hours and hours and hours, but I have here the softest and fluffiest rainbow gradient I've ever seen and felt. I am so proud of myself. It's already washed, and if I were prepared, I would have looked up how many meters I have, but I haven't remeasured after the washing, and it did fluff up a bit, so it might be a bit less anyway. But this is about a finger rings to sport weight. And no, it's not perfect, but it's hand spun. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, there's a really thick bit next to a thin bit, but okay. I think I want to make myself a colorwork sweater where I will use a, God forbid, gray, and this as the contrast in the yoke. But I have to figure out a pattern. I have to find out how much yarn it would need for the yoke and the colorwork, and I'm not very good at that yet, so maybe I'm just gonna design it myself with the Tinka Knits book. I'm not sure yet. Any suggestions? Anyone want to help how to figure out how much yarn a yoke needs for the contrast color? I really don't know, because I would like to use the whole skein, like all of it. No, Binks, you cannot go in my cardigan. No. And as if that wasn't enough of plying, I immediately went for this one as well. So I used this one as my practice run to Chainply. So I made a 3-ply out of this, and this one's also a 3-ply. And 3-ply takes its time. You have to make the loop, you have to pull the yarn through, you have to close it, and you have to pull the yarn through again, and etc, etc. So what I did, I put my wheel on a lower setting so it wouldn't be so speedy, because I did it all on the e-spinner and I loved it. I did it slow, and I could turn up the speed a little bit every time I did it more and got more, yeah, into the rhythm of it. And this yarn is not over twisted at all. It's just gorgeously soft. I let my mom feel it, and she's like, oh wow, that's so soft. The first yarns I spun were barbed wire. They were not soft at all. And my mom has one of those, so she was like, ah, you did make some progression there. So here it is, my advent spin, all lusciously 3-plied. Look at that. All the colors go right mixed up everywhere. It's probably a self-striping, big self-striping, random striping skein of yarn. This is 180 grams, and this came out about 570 meters, which basically makes it a sport weight or a heavy fingering, which is awesome. I was planning to make socks with it, but I'm not. I'm not gonna. It's a shame of such a huge skein to make socks with, I think, and I found that I might prefer commercial yarn for my socks, just because it is more even, and I've worn my handspun socks now a bit, and the first time right away lots and lots of felting happened, even though it was superwash fiber. And yeah, I think it's a shame, and I might just use this for a sweater. I have a sweater, I'm not sure what the name was, maybe it was the Laurel jumper. It is a full colorwork body sweater, and you can do it with a, or at least the sample shown is in a light color with lots of color, and I really like that idea. So I'm probably gonna combine it with an undyed commercial yarn and then use this in between. Maybe. I have some yarn in mind, though I have to say that might be a bit scratchy because it's a commercial sock yarn with a little glitter in it. Might be a bit on the thinner side and a bit scratchy, which I don't like. So maybe I'll just go for some undyed, hand-dyed yarn, or yarn I have installed to dye. Just some simple soft sock maybe would be amazing. So yeah, I mean, get back here. My yarn baby is walking away, and it is almost the size of my head. Yeah, it's huge and soft and fluffy. So those are finished objects, work in progress, spinning. How am I doing with my acquisitions? Yeah, I am doing well. Very well. I have here balls of yarn that are rolling around. Oh sure, just go. This chair makes my lap just a little bit like this, so everything rolls down. In December there was the Makers December challenge on Instagram, and I joined in for a few photos, and I won a prize. And the lovely Mara of Mara Markt came by and dropped it off. We stood about an hour in the cold, in the open door, because, well, you can't really have people over, so then you have to be creative and just social distance in the cold outside. So I have here 6 balls of La Mana Shetland, and to be honest, it's not super soft, but it's also not super scratchy for a Shetland. It's a 2-ply, I think it's 25 grams per ball, about 140 meters, which means it's a wide fingering, but I think it will ploof up a bit and be really nice for color work and such. So now I have to figure out what color work project I'm gonna make with this. I have no clue. I do love these turquoise and mustardy yellows together. I'm not the biggest fan of pink, but I'm pretty sure I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll use the pink for the swatch. I'm not sure yet what it's gonna be. I mean, I didn't buy it, so it's not like I had a plan with it. Now I got it as a gift, so now I have to figure out the plan afterwards. Suggestions are definitely welcome. It looks a bit like I am in a colorwork craze with those socks that I finished, the hat that I finished, the sweater I cast on. So maybe I can just add a little more. Who knows? So a little playful cat intermezzo will be added to the end. Like I was gonna say, I was gonna tell you something about shawl I'm wearing. I am wearing the Dancing on Waves shawl by Josh Mol of Breiwerken. There you have the picture. and a little layer tail. Here's the shawl. It is pretty big. The pattern got published yesterday. I put it in my web shop, like I said, and then again I also put it on Ravelry because lots of people have that as the place to go, and it also has the opportunity for when your pattern is popular, you get more exposure, you get higher in the rankings, and you can actually search for it. So we did do that, and well, hopefully we will get a bit more sales that way, and that will pay for the fees of Ravelry. I do not feel quite safe here. I published a pattern because Josh wasn't up to that. Josh is chronically ill and tying up all loose ends in her life. She's in a stage where she is just not well enough to handle the launch of a pattern, and while talking to Aiden of Undercover Author, they were also like, it is a shame if such a gorgeous pattern wouldn't be published. All proceeds of the pattern sales and of the kit collaboration Aiden and I have will be going to charity. They will go to Shelter Suit, which is a foundation that makes suits for people who live on the streets, and the suits are made to sleep in. They're like sleeping bags with extra added layers for being watertight. Is that the word? I can't remember. Hey, do not hit. That's naughty. So yeah, we thought that was a very good foundation to give the money to, and the kits are still available if you want to. There are two different kinds. There's the one like the original, 2 skeins of Quirky Rainbow and 1 skein of Society by Undercover Author. Quirky Rainbow is by me. Or the other way around, 2 skeins of Society and 1 skein of Quirky Rainbow, which I think will also look amazing. Dark with just a light bit of brioche. And I think this pattern is very beginner friendly, especially for beginners in brioche. There's a link to a video tutorial, and it is very intuitive to knit, I think. Yeah, Binks, do you have something to say? No? Kiss? Kiss. Okay. Sneaky cat kiss. Yeah. I guess enjoy the Playful Cat Intermezzo that's coming up now. And I will see you again next time. Probably at the end of this month. Yeah. Bye bye.